Do you or someone you know have anxiety? I know I've certainly had challenges with anxiety, both as a child and as an adult. Today, we're going to unpack the nature of anxiety, the causes, the symptoms, and ways to manage it. Hey friend, it's Demetra. Welcome if you are new here, and if not, welcome back. On my channel, I discuss alternate day fasting, healing, and self-development. And if you are interested in that, then please subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell and join my family. Welcome to another episode of Cultivate. On my Cultivate series, I cover all things mental health, healing, and self-development. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So it's very important to me to highlight some of the more common mental health disorders and challenges that many of us suffer from. On today's episode, we're going to be discussing anxiety. This video was inspired by a friend, and I hope that that person can take something away from this video. We feel anxiety when we're tense, worried, or afraid about things that are about to happen or things that we think could happen. Normal anxiety is a part of everyday life. It's a natural human response when we feel we are under a threat. And occasional anxiety is a normal part of life. Many people worry about health, finances, and relationships, and those feelings come and go. But anxiety disorders are feelings that typically never go away and can even get worse. There are four main types of anxiety disorders. Generalized anxiety disorder is severe anxiety that disrupts your daily life. Panic disorder is anxiety that presents itself in a physical way, usually causing panic attacks. Social anxiety is when social interactions result in anxiety. And phobias are an extreme or irrational fear of something like being underwater. There are many causes of anxiety, way too many to name them all here. But I'll give you an example of some of them. Death of a loved one, stress, trauma, family history, health issues, brain chemistry, and even gender. Women are twice as likely to experience anxiety than men. Some of the symptoms of anxiety are an increase in your heart rate, having a sense of doom or impending danger, trouble sleeping, sweating, trembling. There are so many different symptoms for anxiety that it's really important to seek professional help to get properly diagnosed. Now that I'm able to better recognize anxiety, I can look back in my life, even as a little girl, I was suffering from panic attacks and anxiety. My mom used to have to take me to the hospital. I would start feeling like I couldn't breathe and I'd have shortness of breath, and she would have me blow in a brown paper sack on the way to the hospital, and then I would get there and they would see or say that nothing was wrong. And I think it did take a lot of deep breathing and breathing into that brown paper sack to get myself back in balance, or what I would say now as grounded and calmed down, to get my breathing under control to where I felt like that I could breathe. I didn't know what I was experiencing at the time, and I don't think that she did either. But now looking back, I know that that's what it was. Avoidance and compulsions are other symptoms of anxiety, and there are so many different ways that anxiety can present itself in people. So you really need to seek professional help to get diagnosed and to also be properly treated. So I implore you and I encourage you to seek professional help. This video is in no way meant to replace your professional help. What it is meant to do is to educate you on anxiety and what it looks like, because we want to know and need to know what is going on with our bodies. But you also need professional help. So I, as someone who has anxiety, I'm going to share with you different ways that I manage my anxiety in hopes that something that I share with you can help you manage your anxiety as well. For me, it takes a combination of things to manage my anxiety. I have absolutely sought professional help. And medication is one of the ways to manage your anxiety. I know some people may be anti-medication, and everybody has the right to feel the way that they want to feel about what they put in their bodies. But I absolutely believe that if it is a chemical imbalance in the brain that is causing anxiety disorders, that medication is one of the solutions to help with those things and to manage it. And sometimes it takes them toying around with different medications, trying out different dosages to find the right medication that suits you and that works best for your brain chemistry and your needs. I also suggest finding a therapist. I think it's very important to find somebody to talk to that you can confide in and that can give you suggestions on different ways to manage your anxiety as well. A lot of times these thoughts live in our head, and sometimes we're not comfortable sharing those things with our friends or our family. I'll give you an example. When I was a little girl, I used to have a fear of death and dying. Like, I went to bed every night with death on my mind. And at the time, I was 9 or 10 years old and hadn't even lost anybody close to me. I had lost some great aunts and uncles, but I was a kid, so I didn't really know what death, the meaning of death. I didn't quite understand death. I just knew that we went to a few funerals and I would see my grandfather cry, and that was the only time that I would see him cry. So I knew it was something painful, and death was just really scary to me. I didn't have anybody to talk those things over with, to talk to about it. And so because of that, it was very real to me. It lived in my head for years. When everything else was silent, when it was time for bed, those were the times that all of these thoughts came in my head. And I just didn't have anybody to talk to about those things. And I also, even if you do feel comfortable sharing those things with your friends, I still think it's important to find a therapist, because they can give you, from a professional standpoint, different ways to work through your challenges that people who have not been trained in may not know to do. Other things that factor into your anxiety are also your diet, exercise, sleep. I think we overlook the importance of those things and don't really make the connection when it comes to anxiety, but it's definitely a factor and something to think about as far as lifestyle changes to make to help you cope with your anxiety. And some of the other things that I do to cope with my anxiety is practicing mindfulness. A lot of times we're not present with ourselves, and we're either doing the same thing every day, getting caught up in our routine and not being present. And sometimes that could cause us to get in our head. So I think that practicing mindfulness, slowing down, meditating helps me with my anxiety. Journaling helps me with my anxiety. The importance of journaling for me, I have made it a priority in my life to journal. And personally, as someone who has done digital journaling and also pen to paper journaling, I highly recommend and prefer pen to paper. It's something about writing it down that takes the power away from me. It's like a release, and it definitely has helped me deal with things that have caused me anxiety. And for me, there's also something magical about deep breathing and breathing exercises. I do that often, and I implore you to try it yourself to see if that will help reduce some of your anxiety. Make it a daily practice to journal, meditate, deep breathing exercises, whatever that you can do for yourself to help manage your anxiety. And there is a method that will help you practice mindfulness called the 3-3-3 rule. And that's for you to identify something that you can see, hear, and touch. And that will help you to be more mindful, which should result in helping you with your anxiety. And I want to share with you a resource that I found. It's the National Mental Health Hotline. And I will leave the link in the description box of their website and also their phone number. They have a 24/7 hotline that you can reach out to. And on their website, it lists all of their resources. And the hotline, the 24/7 hotline, is for anxiety as well as other mental health disorders. So I encourage you, if you need to, reach out to this website, call the number. I believe that you can text the number. All of the information is on their website. And don't suffer in silence. Get help. If you need to reach out to me, you can reach out to me. I'm not a professional, but I'm definitely a listening ear, and I'm here to support you all. And if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, comment, like, and share this video. And until next time, take care, friend.